or your husband. So because you are here, I already know that there's something you are going to take away. So my mode of delivery most times when I'm talking about emotional intelligence and self-awareness is to share from my heart, share my story, and give nuggets that are practicable, that are useful, relatable, and the thing that you can deploy immediately. Plus, I share less and give room for questions because people's particular instance will be different from the other. So basically, I like to make things simple. I will give you statistics about US, America, Africa, and everywhere, and how that self-awareness is helping or not helping people. But really, by the time you are done with those statistics, what do you do with them? So what we are going to share today is plain level street English, biscuit language on self-awareness. And I'm sure that you are all ready. So I want to take a look at my chat just to find out whether I can see minimum 10 I am ready in the chat box so that I can fire on. Are we ready? That's the evidence that you can hear and then you can see me. How many people are ready? 1, 2. Okay, only 2 people are ready. 3, 4, 5. Only 5 people are ready. Ah, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being ready. All right, so the first thing I'll ask you, what do you call self-awareness? Keep the answer in your mind, and if you want to type, you can type. Self-awareness, as the name says, it is being aware of who you are. If they ask you what's your name, instead of saying I am Adefunke Majekodumi, that is the name that was given to you, and that's fine. Self-awareness is similar to self-discovery. My name is Deborah David, and that is the name that people give to me and the gift that I give to others by which they identify me. When they say, who are you? I say, I'm Deborah David, but it doesn't stop there. And what you should know perhaps is that your ability to define who you are demonstrates the height of your self-awareness. Who are you really? Who are you? And this question, I'm not going to tell you that it's very easy. It's not. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? After your name, what else are you called? Someone will say, I am Deborah David. I'm a mother of 3 children. I'm a wife of X and Y. Or I am the CFO of somewhere. I'm the management consultant of the other. Now we wear titles. But those titles, do they really describe who we are? Do they really, really describe who we are? And if you're wondering why this subject is important, the difference between those who make it in life and those who follow the rest behind is self-awareness. You can call many names that you want to call. Call Okonjo Iweala, call Oprah Winfrey, call all the people that you know, those that you admire, and then find out from them who they really are. They will give you very succinct, good definition of who they are and how they have been able to succeed in the course of action that they have chosen. Mother Teresa does not want to be a politician. Mother Teresa was not, call anything you are talking about. Mother Teresa is an humanitarian, someone who has passion, someone whose milk of kindness overflowed. And she traded with that strength and that passion, and she earned her name in history. Martin Luther King earned his name in history. As I begin to call the name, begin to find out whether these people are Martin Luther King for Martin Luther King's sake or for what they do, that they did very well and excelled in it. Don't forget that some of them are mothers, some of them are fathers, some of them are parents, some of them are not. If I call Barack Obama, you probably have your impressions about who you think he is. If I say Michelle Obama, you probably have your impression about who you think she is. If I come back home and say Mrs. Ibukwa Oshika, you probably say she's this, she's that, she's that. She's audacious, she's ambitious, she's a challenger, she's a good mentor, she's a good speaker, she's an orator. You know, that is your description of who she is. But if you call her to sit down and say, who are you? And I'm sure she'll give you answers. My question to you again today is, who are you? Because self-awareness begins from who you think you really, really are, not what people call you. And if you don't resolve this dilemma, you will end up living a photocopy life. You will end up trying to be who you are not, trying to fit into the shoes that is either oversized or that is not even exactly your fit. Of course, you know the difference. When you wear a perfect fit, you move faster. Your speed is better. And if you wear an oversize, you know you drag along. You really cannot move at the pace you want to move. If you wear a shoe that is too tight for you, definitely you can tell that the pain will not be simple. You will know that you are feeling pain, and that pain might cause you headache. And that is where we are going. Who are you? Some ways to know is to immediately sit down sometime, maybe after this call. Close your eyes and ask yourself, as a child, when you did not know anything, you have not even really gone to complicated school, what were those dreams in your heart, your childhood fantasy? What are those things that you could do very easily? You like cooking? Yes. You like tailoring or mending things. When things are broken, you are very good at fixing those things. You are a fixer. Or you like talking. When I was younger, my mother would say, "Oh, Tito, elejo, wewe." You know, they would say a lot of things. That's to say, talkative, it's okay. You know, in those days, it's not the days now that people are talking, and they are calling themselves speaker, and everybody's happy that they are speakers. In those days, if you talk too much, they will try to shut you up. I mean, so look at those seasons in your life when it was not that you had the fantasy or the luxury of defining a complicated life for yourself. I'm talking about those days in primary school. There are people that are natural leaders. In fact, if you enter the class, you say you are the class captain, write the name of non-speaker. Because of the way they carry themselves, the way they want to do things, they are very responsible for others. They are happy to do something for others. They are really ready to serve other people. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody is not a leader in our own right. It's just that some people manifest the trait so easily, so unconsciously, and so abundantly that it is noticeable by all. What have people told you that you like doing? What have people told you that you do too much, as a matter of fact? Because the reason it's too much for them is that it is hard on them, but it is easy for you. For you to be self-aware, you must stop taking yourself for granted. Don't think that the thing you know how to do, it's very easy for other people. If you enjoy cooking and you can stay in the kitchen from morning till night, I clap for you. I am not like you, sorry. And I tell people, if you don't know how to cook, don't kill yourself in the kitchen. Because there are people who like to cook, tell them to come and cook for you. Don't stress yourself. You need to break the bias, remove the cultural things that keeps us under the impression that our standard of living, our way of thinking, the manner in which we carry ourselves, the assignment we must take up as women is the kitchen assignment. It is the child-minding assignment. There are people that literally love children. They are happy, they can pack the poo-poo, they can change the pampers. There are people that don't like children. It's not a big deal. And it's not a sin. You know, self-awareness teaches you not to take what you should not take. If it is too hard, then it is hard. I repeat it. If it is too hard for you, then it is hard. Come and help me do this thing. No. It will take me time. But because you can't say no. No is a complete sentence. You should learn to say no. No is a big power. It's a power that God himself gave to us. Alright? He told Adam, don't go there and take this thing, no. Adam told his wife. But the wife went there and took it. The man didn't say no. God said, no problem. You have taken it. This is the repercussion and the consequence. They got to Daniel. Daniel, come and eat. This food is for everybody. This was a guy, a young teenage guy, who was not in the place where his mother or father could rescue him. He says, no, this one I am not eating. I know who I am. I am a Jew. We don't eat food that is sacrificed to idols. I'm not going to eat it. I refuse to say I wear the garment of I'm a slave. I was captured, from somewhere, and I do not have the right to say no. I'm not eating. And that is why we can hear of Daniel in the Bible today, because he understood himself. I'm telling to tell you how much of benefit self-awareness will do to you as a working mother. He came to Joseph. Joseph said, Does anybody have a question? We'll take all questions at the end of the program. He came to Joseph. Joseph said, you are the boss's wife. I know you have pounds. I know you have dollars. I know you can make my life better. In fact, upgrade me from senior staff to executive assistant. But as far as this matter is concerned, I'm not interested. He said no. Because Joseph was self-aware that promotion does not come from the east, from the north, from the south. That it is God that lifts up. So come back to you. Who are you? Until we resolve this identity issue, we begin to run into crisis and problems. We begin to do a life of photocopy. My neighbor is doing hair, you make hair. If you cut your hair, it's okay. As long as you say you don't have time, your hair pains you. Anytime I'm nursing a child, I usually have my low cut. And people wonder, you look like a small girl. Why will you cut your hair? It's not that hard. I say, what's not that hard? I need my time. And part of the thing that takes my time is hairdressing. I take it out. It's not anybody's business. Is it on my head? But when you are too conscious about external reviews, about external applaud, about external praise, about the things that the other person is saying about you, either for you to be, immediately, for people to clap for you or for people to criticize you, then you really don't know who you are. Your life is your own. Self-awareness teaches you to own your life and to like what you see. There are people making waves right now. You will see them, Nimak, and all of those things. They bring them for motivation. You will see some of them don't have two legs, and yet they are living a boisterous and fulfilled life. And they use their weakness, to convert other people's weakness to strength by telling them, let me inspire you. I don't have two legs, but I am married. I have children. I'm living a happy life. Settle it that your happiness is not in the hand of anybody. If you are not happy, it's your fault. It's not your husband. It's not your housemaid. It's not your cook or steward. This person is really aggravating me. How can this person, when I put something here, you put it to the other side? It's because you don't know who you are. It's because you have not identified your personality and who you have defined yourself to be. You have not met yourself. You are quick to go to many networking sessions. They are doing accounting nights. They are doing this program here. The church is organizing a program. Networking. The highest networking is the one you network with yourself. When you constantly get to a state of homeostasis. That case of homeostasis is the system of balance, where your spirit, soul, and body agrees together. You are not in a hurry. You don't want to immediately please or impress people. I'm not saying don't be good. I'm only saying be kinder to yourself than you are to others. And that is the standard of the scriptures. The Bible says you should love your neighbor by the standard by which you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. The truth is, the love, the kindness that you have not shown to yourself, you will be an hypocrite to go and show it to somebody else. You have 50,000, you can give it out, you can do everything, you give to everybody. It's good to give, but when they ever bring anything to you that is valuable, maybe a book that you should read, or a training that you should go, or a very beautiful dress that is, good enough for an occasion, not an exuberant thing that is beyond your budget. I'm very frugal. You are too frugal to yourself, but you are too generous to others. You are living a fake life. There is no homeostasis in your life. Please excuse my language and forgive me. I have to give you what is wrong, and I don't even know who this applies to. It is low self-esteem that makes you believe that somebody is more important than you are. You will enter a room and say, you just come and take my seat. I am not saying you should not shift for people, but please meditate on what this scripture says. Love your neighbor, love the next person as. So you have a program that will seat 10 people, provide 12 chairs so that you have your own seat. Not that you provide 4 and say, when anybody comes, I will just stand up. Create enough for everybody to share. As you are planning to be kind to people, be kind to yourself. And these are the preambles that I will give to you, because the challenge is society defines many things for women. Even if you say, I took my baby to crèche, they say that because of work. You like money more than your child, or you like money more than your home. Excuse me, who gave people permission to run your life for you? Your mission is your permission. What's your mission in life? It is your business to sit down and define who you are. When you have defined that, you will be able to interpret what success means to you. Success to somebody might mean he wants to reach the peak of his career, and he will define his goal around that. Is that evil? No. What you will only do is to now identify other compartments that must go with you to that peak. by saying, I have children. And depending on the life cycle where you are, if you have toddlers, if you have senior adults, if you have whatever level you are, I am going to assume that everybody here is a mother to children below teens who cannot look after themselves. And I'm sure that's why you will probably join a working mother group. How do people juggle? The way to get it resolved is to first define the nucleus. What is important to Deborah David? You constantly admire people. You wish you are at the level where they are. Who are those that you admire? That is something inside you calling onto that level of living. The Bible says the deep calleth unto the deep. If you look at a figure, write 3 mentors that you like, people that you just like. When you see them, just like their results. It's almost like something inside you is calling their result. So before you begin to give excuses, if it's not for these children, if it's not for my husband, excuse me, you are getting it wrong. Define yourself and define what success means to you. Someone else's success is philanthropy. I just like to take care of people. I'm not happy when people are hungry. That's fine. And you are not in any way different from the other people. Someone else will say, you know what, that CEO seat, we are sitting on it, is also valid. Because somebody must be CEO. Somebody must be a hairdresser. Somebody must be a tailor. Everything must move round so that we have a complete life. And if you don't know who you are and you don't accept your person, you will also be critical of other people. You will think they are running too fast. This girl is so ambitious. What's wrong with you? Anytime you are quick to pick on people, you are an hypocrite. Because if you have understood yourself and you know your own journey and you believe it so much to want to pursue it, you will have no problem with a neighbor, a colleague, anybody trying to run their own race. We spend too much time trying to control other people, trying to evaluate other people, trying to underline other people. This girl is so forward. Are you the only one? You are not even confirmed. You have not done more than 6 months in this company. Why is that your assignment? Have you finished understanding your own self? Why can't you discover your own assignment and run with it? If your assignment is to be a good mother at home and be a YouTuber and be on the internet making money, there are a lot of businesses that now exist. In those days, if it was not lawyer, accountant, and a doctor, you don't have a job. But now, have you not seen many comedy skits that they are just talking, playing, and acting what they like to play? You are watching them. YouTube is paying them. Google is paying them. Facebook is paying them for watching them display their natural talents. The awareness now is so high, and nobody has a place to hide. So before you label yourself, I'm a mother, my children is the one that must define me. They determine where I go, what I do. Excuse me. The problem with you is identity crisis. You have not set a picture in front of you. The Bible says, right division, make it plain. When you know who you are, you will define your success. You will define your goals in life, and you will define how you will get there. When you define that nucleus, you will now identify those other things that must follow. Okay, now that I'm a mother, I want my children to have a good life. I want them to enjoy me. What must I do? Do I need to leverage technology? Do I need to co-opt people to help? Do you have a mother that you think can come in and help? Such that anytime they are asking you to come and do work outside of the company, maybe you're in Lagos, they ask you to go to Abuja. My children are small. It's not bad if your definition of success is to just be contented with your level and look after your children. It's okay, you are okay. But if you already said that what will fulfill you is to be at the peak of your career, there are sacrifices. And you are not sacrificing your children, don't get me wrong. It's only that you will pay the price. It's either you get 2 nannies, the one that is cleaning the whole house and washing clothes, and the one whose attention is for the child. Or you get a family member, you can co-opt a system. I mean, if you listen to Indra Nooyi, you will hear us say all the time that women can have it all. It depends on what all means to you. It depends on what it means to you. So at the end of the day, you said I co-opted my mother to help me. I told my secretary, once my child calls, these are the questions you must ask her. If she says she wants to play a game, tell her, has she done her homework? She co-opted her secretary. In fact, she co-opted everybody to help her so that if she's in a business meeting, there is no debate as to the mother cannot give attention. You create a system. The way we have SOP in the offices, you can have SOP for your house. Take your nannies to training. There are companies that now train nannies. what to do, how to be hygienic, how to be kind. If you're not a nanny person, I'm not preaching nanny to you because I've never had one. And I cannot say don't have one the way I didn't have one, because the kind of pressure I can handle is different from what you can handle. The kind of family system and support I have is different from you. So don't take yourself out of your own context and go and copy your neighbor's templates. That is one of the things you will have to resolve in terms of self-awareness. Another thing you must resolve, if you don't know who you are, is to check your Einstein window. The first thing I ask you to resolve is, what are those things that you used to do very naturally? What are the things that you intend to do that are calling onto you from other people's life? Another thing is your Einstein window. An Einstein window is a season of the day where you are most productive, you are most active. For some, it's in the night, someone like me. If it is in the night, that's where I'm clearly thinking. That's where I'm reviewing very well. That's where I know I can do things that I will not have mistakes in it. During the day, I can work, but in the night, you want to see me at the peak. All of us have it. And that is not the time to go on social media and to do things that are not important. I mean, for me to be able to write 3 books as a C-level executive, traveling around the world, going for professional exams, a speaker and a coach, I am a mother of 3. That's what they didn't add to it. I am a mother of 3. And I'm a wife of 1 husband. You know, there is no superwoman anywhere. It's just that you have determined, you have sat down to check where are the seasons of the day that you are most productive. So, you begin to identify the big and high stakes things that you want to do. If you want to write a book, that is the time to do it. If you want to sing, be a singer. Because the worst that can happen is for us to be through with this journey in life and you have not lived your life. And that's why you see bitter parents and bitter parents-in-law. They want to live their life through their children. After all I did for you. If I was not going to parties, I missed my professional exam because of you. You are living your life in shadows and you are using your children as excuses. You are not doing the right thing. Go for coaching, go for help, go and get a mentor in your life who can help you assess your own particular context. It is not what your neighbor is doing. It won't work. Your neighbor's strength is not your strength. Your neighbor's personality type is not your own. Your husband is also different from your neighbor's husband. There are husbands who don't think that washing plates and cooking in the house is a big deal. So you are blessed. And there are husbands who believe that they can't do it. They just cannot. No matter what you do, you just cannot. They're not even wicked. They just cannot. They don't know how to do it. And they don't mind if you bring helps into the house. You both agree. And there are husbands who believe that, no, except my wife is cooking my food, I will not eat it. If you are lucky like that, then you have to cook in bulk. But if you have an husband who thinks it's not a big deal, we can order food, you are also lucky. Follow that line. But what is important is understand that God is not the author of confusion. He wants your home settled. He wants you to become a good mother to your children. He also wants you to proceed in life and to excel in your career. And that's why you're a working mother. And don't get me wrong. That somebody is at home and not working does not mean he's not fulfilling his life. The person is comfortable and is living the highest fulfilled version of her life. And that is the common denominator that we're speaking about here. What is the best version of your life that you want to see? This is 2022. When you get to 2050, where somehow you are somewhere, that's 28 years from now, what picture do you want to see? That will make you to live your life more intentionally. If you want to become the DG of World Trade Organization or Kojo Wela, then you have to follow the pattern. And now identify other things that must still be looked after, but that you can find a way to look after it. If you see yourself in 2050 as a mother who waits for the children to surround them, grandchildren, all that, that's what fulfills you. You are not wrong. What I don't want anybody to look at is that because my neighbor is getting a plus, because my friend, we went to university together, as a matter of fact, I took first class out of school. I was the best in my department. I'm telling you my story. And there were people who were hot on my heels as well. Sometimes I look for them, I don't find them. And there were people who were not really. There's a sister of mine who went to the same school, but I didn't even know her on campus. We met someone in the community group the last semester, and we're gisting and saying, I was not known because I was a forever sickler. She was a sickler. She if I should barely passed. But this woman is in Canada. She owns businesses in Lagos and in Canada. She's fulfilling her life. She's just happy. And she's gone further to, obtain certifications in tech and in other things that influences her. Where you are is not your destination. You are only in transit and you are going on a journey. Whatever bus stop you find yourself, create a system of self-review. Am I achieving my goal? That is even if you have a goal at all. Set a goal for your life. Am I achieving my goal? Okay, how far am I from where I'm going? Alright, if you know how far you are from where you are going, you now reset. If any of you have ever used Google Map, if you were going on a journey that you said, I'm going to VI, if you took a wrong turn, Google will say, turn back, it will redirect you. It will tell you to go back some other way until you go back to the right place that is directing you. Don't be afraid to experiment. There's a difference in life between, helplessness, learning helplessness. I can't do anything. I can't help myself. My sister on this call, nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody. Your husband does not owe you anything. If he doesn't support you, you have to look for how to get the support. If he doesn't give you money, don't complain to anybody. Whatever. So don't begin to make your husband your excuse. Don't make your children your excuse. Don't make your neighbor that does not turn off the generator at 10 your excuse. That's why I can't sleep. I couldn't sleep throughout the night. My baby cannot sleep. Why? My neighbor's generator just keep stopping me. He won't turn it off. You have to create a system where you find out how the noise will not affect you. Your neighbor, you don't control your neighbor's generator. So many of us are living an unhappy life because we think that other people's things, the things they are doing, the way they are living their life, is the excuse for our not living our own highest version. Those are preambles. If you have not taken personality profile test before, try and take one. There are many of them. It's just like a doctor wanting to work on your chest. He sends you in for a chest x-ray. The reason is so that you can see the inner that are not visible to the eyes. The same way, if you want to be self-aware, get yourself on a personality profile test. It might not be the accurate description, but it will give you a preamble, a summary and an estimate, a rough estimate that you are like this, you are active this way, you are doing this way. Then you will now go and do research. People who have this kind of strength, where do they fit? You like counseling, you like talking to people, and you are in tech or you are in engineering, but everything about you just want to help people. It's like HR, it's like you can pivot. The fact that you start as an engineer does not mean you must end as an engineer. And that's why I said you must always and constantly create a system of self-review. Self-review. Every time. There are 3 components in self-review. Number 1, your location. Number 2, the direction. Number 3, your destination. Those 3 components, you must always put them in front of you. This is March. And I said by Q1, I will have done this. Assess your location, your position. Where are you right now? Number 2, where is the direction to the destination I set for Q1? If I said I wanted to read a full particular book, what do I need to do? Start with a chapter a day. Then you take it step by step. Don't be too hard on yourself. Be kind. You are trying. That you did not pass a particular thing that you are doing does not mean that you are a failure. You have just received a feedback that you need to buckle up or do it differently. Be kind to yourself. You are trying. To be a mother is not a small joke, because you have to think for you and think for a child who is not able to think completely for himself. Self-review all the time. Don't beat yourself up. You set a mark that by June you will have written your first book. It's not a problem. You are now in July 15. Don't worry. Sit down. This is my location now. I have not started. What's the direction? Write 1 page per day so that you can get to the destination. In December, my book will be ready. You plan that you'll do this for your child. Where is my location? Where is the direction? And where is the destination? As long as you keep the focus in mind of your goal and where you're going, you will get there. Don't copy your neighbor's template. It does not help you. It is not a way to live, because you'll constantly be regretting. You'll be wondering, why is your own like this? Some people will get it very, very fast and they are up there. 10 years, they are probably MD and CEO. You are moving at your own pace. There's a difference between when you plant a tomato seed. The days it will germinate and grow flower. And when you plant a palm tree, always remember that you have the power of redirection through self-review. And you'll be comfortable with who you are. Your neck is tall like mine, like it. You are fat, you are trying to do weight loss. It's because I'm breastfeeding. Why are you so unhappy with yourself? It's not a problem now. Breastfeeding is just a phase. It is not your destination. Just assess your location. Create a system of direction, and you will get to your destination. You don't have any problem. You really do not. The only person who should be worried about whether you succeed or not is God. And he has already put his signature on you. The Bible says he has fashioned you for his praise. He has called you into his light to become a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's peculiar people, to show forth his light out of darkness. And you are the one to let your light so shine. Every time you cause your light to shine, you are giving praise to God, so that men will see your good works, your stunt, your innovation, your career movement, and the way you are looking after your parents, whatever it is that means success to you. I'm not going to define it. And people see what you're doing outstandingly, and they give praise to God. So you are going to let your light shine. Don't let imposter syndrome keep you in obscurity and all this false humility that people call humility. You know, I'm very small. I don't know anything. What's that? Why don't you know anything? And the Bible says you have the mind of Christ. Who says you don't know anything? And why must you agree that you don't know anything? That is the wrong label. Remove that badge. It doesn't fit you. Do you know where God puts you? The Bible says Jesus is seated at the right hand of God, making intercession for you day and night as you succeed. How can you fail? Do you understand the meaning of the precious blood of Jesus? That price is very, very costly for God. For God so loved the world, including you, that he gave his only begotten son. That price is not dollars, it's not pounds. It's very expensive. The currency is not the one you can find anywhere. Can you do it? So that we will have eternal life, so that we become his children. And what has God called you to? He has not called you into nonsense. He has called you into beauty and glory. He has made you in his own image. He has fashioned you after his likeness. Your physical and external features should not determine whether God loves you or he has changed his mind. Constantly appreciate the goodness of God in your life. If God does not care about you, why will he give his angels charge over you? To keep you in all your ways, to bear you up on their hands lest you dash your foot against the stone. Even when you fall and you have a mistake, he says surely goodness and mercy will follow you. Why did he create that system around your life? Why is he giving you his goodness every day? His mercies are new every day. Why is he giving you that mercy every day? Who says you are rubbish? Why did you believe them? Whose reports will you believe? Who says you don't know how to take care of your children? Why is it their problem? Who gave them your performance appraiser? Who says you're not a good wife? I mean, there's nothing wrong in self-improvement, personal development, and constantly increasing your awareness of the things that you need to improve. But to condemn yourself because of people said, you know, the reason people don't fulfill their potential in life is what will people say? What will they say? It is because you have not defined what success means to you. You like fashion, express yourself. Let your light so shine. Nobody lights a light and puts it under the bushel. You like to make your hair, go ahead. You like to dress gorgeously in gele and in other things, express yourself. Of course, you will be modest. You have the Spirit of God to nudge you when you are going into excess. But that the reason you cannot express yourself is that people are saying your own is too much. Anybody that has problem with your light should wear sunglasses. It is not you that should dim your light for anybody. That's self-awareness, simply expressed. Before my time is over, I have four minutes to go because I'm supposed to share for only 45 minutes. And I will take questions. I want you to look after 5 things. And I want you to remove 5 things from your dictionary. Look after 5 things and remove 5 things from your dictionary. Look after 5 things and remove 5 things from your dictionary. Number 1, look after effective communication. Make sure that you can express yourself in a way that your receiver of information can get it. Every time you are tired, say you are. That clothes are dirty and the house is looking rough does not define you as a rough person. I will look after this thing when I'm back from church tomorrow. Own your decision. You must learn to communicate effectively. You won't be rude, you'll be tactical, but you need to immediately develop the skills for communication. Number 2, always be at your best. Anytime you're doing anything, you want to cook maybe once a week or anytime, cook very well. Let people enjoy it. You want to order food, order it, serve it very presentably. You want to do your report at work, do it very well. Why? So that the days that you are not up to it, you are tired, you cannot do it. Or even when you're emotional about something, they can say, no, it's not this girl. She's very, very punctual. Our work is always neat. If this report has errors, she's troubled about something, so that people can help you. So you learn to be at your best in all that you do all the time, so that when something goes wrong, because they will always go wrong, people can support you. Number 3, look after this third thing. Always learn to win with people, cohort people to help you. God did not create man to be alone. He's not just talking about husband and wife. He's talking about being in the company of believers. And that's what this community group is giving to you. Okay? Always ensure that in life, you are not running alone. He looked at it down. He said, it's not good for man to be alone. I'm the one that created him. But I think being alone will suffer. When you are driving in front, you face the front. When you want to see your back, you need a second mirror. You cannot see everything. So, enlist coaches, enlist mentors. Let people help you. Let them show you your blind side and say, look at this thing. If you want to grow here, look at this thing. Even for parenting, speak to older parents. Say, ma, you say you have 3 children. Your firstborn is an undergraduate. And you have children also in secondary school. How are you doing it? Now you have done 22 years in your career. How did you survive in those seasons that you were still breastfeeding? And I will say, sit down. These are the things you must do. But these are the things you must avoid, because I made mistake here and there, and these are the way I fixed it. You need those kind of people in your life. Mentors, coaches, people who are genuinely interested in you, your supporters, your burden bearer, people who can support you at work and at home. That's number 3 that you must look after. Number 4, be kind to yourself always, even when you make mistakes. Don't live in regrets. That's not the way God sees you. Remove that dress immediately. Oh, I made this mistake. Okay. Because you'll be attractive to bullies. You'll be attractive to people who will use you and exploit you and mess you up. Don't you know that your body sends out signals? You made mistake in the office, yes. Instead of you not to copy somebody, you copied all. Go to the person who should be concerned and say, I'm sorry, this was a mistake. You own it and say, I will recall it and I'll make amend for any damage that has caused. But to not sit there, I don't know, what's that? Don't make yourself a cheap prey, please. Be kind to yourself. There is no such perfect body on earth. Even the Bible says, they came to meet Jesus. Jesus said, there is no good person. No, not one. That means you have never found a perfect person. Those who are defining perfection for you, they are hypocrites, because they are also not perfect. Be kind to yourself. Number 5, be a negotiator. Like our father Sarah, mother Sarah, and our father Abraham. Lord, if you find 100 people, will you kill? If you find 50, will you kill? If you find 10, will you kill? If you find, be a negotiator. What do I mean? If your boss says, I need this thing tomorrow morning, sometimes they lie, yo. They won't need, they just want you to do it. Just say, ma, the truth is, my daughter is running temperature. Because you're a mother. And the reason is that some of us don't speak up. We think people will not understand us. And I really want to do it, but this is what I'm coping with right now. Could you please allow me submit it the following day? Or in 24 hours, I promise to give you a very good job. Negotiate. Don't keep quiet and be dying in silence. Negotiate. As a working mother, negotiate. You have work, you have life. They can't deny it. They already know you have children. The day you get back, they know. When you were pregnant, they saw you. Negotiate. Open your mouth. Don't die in silence. Don't think they don't like you. It's a lie. They like you. You are the one that think they don't like you because you don't like yourself. I say, I don't even like the way that person used to shout. Let him shout. Is it no more than shouting? You have your life, you have your work. When the work removes, your life will remain, and it will be permanent. So learn to negotiate so that everything integrates together. Those are the 5 things that you should look after. Number 1, effectively communicate. Number 2, be at your best always, so that when you make mistakes, people know it's a mistake. Number 3, always call people to help you. Delegate. Find out who can help you in any situation. You are not weak when you are looking for help. In fact, you are strong. Number 4, be kind to yourself. We all make mistakes. Number 5, be a negotiator. If it's hard, then it is hard. If you can't do it, just say so. Now, very quickly, under 2 minutes, what are the 5 things you should take away from you completely? As somebody who is now self-aware, a working mother who wants to live the highest version, fulfilled life that God has called him into. that wants to shine and let men see his good work, and glorify God in heaven. Number one, don't make promises you cannot keep. I mean, that's simple. I'm not explaining it. Don't be under pressure. Don't let anybody blackmail you into, but I thought you are strong now. I thought you can handle it now. Okay, I will do it. Why? And you know you cannot do it. That is low self-awareness. You know that the thing on your plate is too much. You are kind, you are good, but that season, it doesn't fit. Everybody will ask you for money, but give the people you can give. Don't go and create a system of pain for yourself in the name of satisfying people. You can only love your neighbor as you love yourself. Number two, don't do what you cannot do. If you can't do it, just be upfront. Please take pretense out of your life. It will shorten your lifespan. Stop pretending. Don't say you are strong when you're not strong. If you are weak, you are weak. If you have stomach, you have stomach. Don't let anybody victimize you. Okay, number three, learn to say no. No is a complete sentence. Number four, don't copy. Please don't. You are different. You are unique. Your DNA is different. Your fingerprints are different. Everything about your life is different. The color of your eyes are different. So why do you think that your life must go in the direction of that person? This person taking professional exam, chatter this, chatter that, chatter the other one, chatter everything. What is it? If it's hard, it is hard. Number five thing that you must take away is living your life frivolously. Just goalless. Anything that comes, what will be, que sera, sera. Set your destination every time. Set the bar very high. Do a system of self-review. Create a system of direction, and you will get to your final destination. This is where I pass the mic to my sister Funke. I would be happy to take questions.